I'm adjunct faculty part-time teaching CNA class. So for 15 years I did a combination of case management, counseling, substance abuse counseling. And in 2015 I needed to come back to Crawford County after not having lived in Crawford County for over 30 years because my dad was getting a little bit older and needed a little bit more assistance. So I came down here really not knowing hardly anything, right? I didn't know where I was going to work. I didn't really know what the market looked like in terms of social services. But there happened to be spots open that spring in the nursing program, which almost never happens. I hear from people who have been nurses or know people who have been nurses for a long time. And I honestly wish, looking back, I wish I would have listened to people in my family and gone to nursing school 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago even. My career has been wonderful, and I'm not making it up when I say that this program really was life-changing for me. I would say to another male who's thinking about applying, go for it. If you're accepted, jump in and hold on with both hands, because it's a quick, tough ride, nursing school. Take the steps, don't look back. Nursing education is such that we get to bring the best part of ourselves, and if we don't bring the best part of ourselves, the nursing instructors are there to pull those best things out, right? There might be times where a situation could be uncomfortable, right? But I don't think that is particular just to nursing. There are stereotypes. There are kind of rigid beliefs that we need to get in there and kind of mix things up a little bit and show people that everything is just fine. For my class, I was the only male, and I think where the differences where I noticed it was really in the hospital doing clinical, right? It's oftentimes, good fodder to help a patient be more comfortable, saying things like, oh, I know you don't necessarily see a male student nurse, or nowadays I say, oh, I know you don't necessarily see like a male nurse, right, at the bedside. In some ways, I had to find different ways to be comfortable myself, like taking care of an older woman, per se, who may not have had experience with a male nurse before. And also I had to get really comfortable with someone saying, I'd rather have a female nurse. The opportunities that exist in nursing, particularly right now, for anybody who shows up, does the work, gets interested, and raises their hand to do something extra, there are like unlimited possibilities for people. For my own self, I was able to walk into a day position as a brand new nurse, which again, maybe 20 years ago, that would not have been the case. Quickly became charge nurse and then shift coordinator and then nurse manager. And this last year had an opportunity to do some travel nursing. All roads have led me back to LTC. I've been in the position of working on the floor with nurses from other programs. I've been in the position in the past to hire nurses to work on my own unit. And I've seen differences in the quality of nurses that different schools produce. So for me, coming here as part-time adjunct faculty, it's very much in my head that I need to be doing a good job to make sure that these students are prepared for that first day of the nursing program. I have some idea still of what those nursing instructors are going to expect and what the LTC program requires. There are 3 faculty from the nursing program that first week I had interactions with them in ways that, number one, made sure that I was going to stay in the nursing program, but also made some personal connections. And had it not been for those 3 faculty during that week, in their own way, greeting me and welcoming me, I don't think I would have been successful or as successful. I started out at a really decent salary that quickly turned into a great salary for this area. I was able to work on some personal financial things like paying off debt, buying my first home, So there are the dollar amount things, but then there are also the non-tangibles, like being able to go into a leadership role and be at the table with other really great nursing leaders, some of which who came from IECC and LTC, but to be at the table and help make decisions that impact people.